Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. We apologize that Abhijit Iyer Doron Mitra is not able to make it today. He is sick, but evidently he's not so sick that he cannot tweet. One of his tweets has kicked a firestorm. He thinks that Gurpatwant Singh Pannu is dead. Well, we have been saying something in the past, and I hope that with this slide deck presentation, the very, very short one that I'm going to present to you, it will get all your doubts clear. So let's take a quick look at this slide deck. So, is he dead as claimed in a video? You know, this video has been doing the rounds for about 3 days. We have looked at it very closely, and what that video claims is that Gurpatwant Singh Pannu was involved in a car accident, I think July 1st or July 2nd, in thereabouts, and that it was a multi-car pileup. Now, if you take a look closely at the video, you get to see a police car. I mean, we don't see the body of, there is no positive identification. In fact, I started looking in California's police sites to see if there's any news of a pileup of this nature or if there is any news of Pannu being dead. I mean, this is an important news. I mean, he is a rabble rouser, all right, but he's still a good, I mean, he's succeeded in, raising quite a bit of rabble. So when I looked at all these things, I could not find anything there. Then I was looking at that video carefully. Then in one frame, you will see, I'm going to show you that frame in the next slide. Just can you go to the next slide, please? You can see the police vehicle there, Heddlu police, right? Go back to the previous slide, please. Now, turns out there is no Heddlu. There is no city called Heddlu in California. In fact, there is no Heddlu anywhere in the United States. The only Heddlu I could find is in Scotland. Scotland, of all places. Scotland, Wales. So, whatever this video purports to be the thing, the real thing, I think I have my serious doubts. Also, I even tried variations. I thought maybe my eyesight isn't clean. I tried Heddlu. Heddlu police. No, nothing like that. There are no such names in California. So clearly, this is a cut and paste job, and a poor one at that. There's a sad music in the background as somebody mentions that Pannu has passed on. So that again brings up the question, and I've been repeating this for a few days now. Where exactly is Gurpatwant Singh Pannu if he is not dead? So why do you think people are trying to do this thing? Why are they trying to portray that he's dead? It gives two advantages. First of all, if he's really dead, then perhaps they are hoping that the law enforcement authorities will stop looking for him, number one. Number two, they also are trying to whip up passions among the neutral Sikh Americans to say, look what these guys have done to our brother. You have to rise. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what excited at least three, I should say, Sikh Americans to come and set fire to the consulate building. We don't know who exactly that is. We are still trying to find out. But you see how this can easily whip up passions. And the more important thing is that this person is afraid for his life. He lived in New York City. I mean, I've shared a couple of his videos where you can see him sitting side by side, Thenmozhi Soundararajan also. And this is a group that has been funded by alphabet soup agencies. Some say that even now even George Soros has jumped into the same funnel, and he's also funding. We clearly know that Thenmozhi has been funded by George Soros group. So whatever the question is, the point I think I want to make is this is a ruse to try and whip up passion. That's what I think. And you can see that now they are beginning to take aim at my tweets, my observations and my videos. So clearly somewhere truth is beginning to seep in, and it is starting to hurt them big, very, very big. So we have to wait for the miscreants to be caught. We don't know when, but that is what I'm hoping will happen. So this brings us to the question, where exactly is Gurpatwant Singh Pannu? Well, I have reliable information that tells me that he is holed up in this suburb of Toronto called Brampton, Brampton. And you can see that Toronto is on the Lake Erie, and on the other side is Niagara Falls. So we are very, very close to the Niagara Falls. So if you want to know how close it is from United States, it is very close to the United States border. The New York State comes all the way up to that edge of the lake. So when we say that Pannu is in New York, he could be anywhere in the state of New York, but now it's believed that he's holed up in Brampton. Why anybody has not looked at it, or whether they are waiting to see what his next move will be, is an interesting point. Also remember that they have been copy pasting that one poster that they started out in Toronto on July 8th. Now it has appeared in 4 or 5 places. Let me recount from my memory. Canada, San Francisco, Australia, and of all places, Italy. So this is becoming a bit of a joke. Come on, guys. There is only there's a limit to how much you can try to whip up this stuff. And it is my guess that not many people are going to show up. Here we go. We are going to show you. There you go. That's the Heddlu police that I'm talking about. And this is, let me see. I'm going to try and go close to it and see. Can you scroll down, please? I'm trying to find out where this is. See, it's in Cardiff, Wales, Scotland. I told you. So this whole thing about being killed in an accident in Heddlu County is all hogwash. So this is a fake video, guys. This is an independent link where we are trying to capture. And in fact, this is 100% false, because this is a different crash that took place. This is exactly the frame that they took and put it in their video. So we know that the video is fake, right? So don't get swayed by these kinds of things. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that back in context. See, this is a fake video, 100% sure now. Okay, so he is holed up in Brampton. I don't know what the law enforcement authorities are going to do, whether they are going to catch him there. He is wanted for 22 offenses in India. 3 of them, I think, are cases of sedition. So this is not looking good for Mr. Pannu. He's afraid for his life because all the other people have been falling like 9 pins. Second thing is, there's also a whip-up passion happening, saying that it is the Indian government that is behind the killing of all these people. Why should it be Indian government? Why not the ISI? After all, these people are all on the payroll of ISI. Is it possible that ISI could be settling accounts? That they don't want the trails to go back to ISI? So all I'm saying is that video is fake, and they are on the hook for setting fire to the consulate building. Let's go back to that thing, please. The slideshow. Yes, it is now 3 days since that happened. Today is the 5th of July, and we still have not seen a single arrest. If you go back and look at my video that aired about 15 hours ago, I think, you will be able to figure out what I was trying to say, how easy it is these days to catch somebody at a criminal. Very, very easy. I mean, I'm only talking about one facet of one technology that can be used to catch. There are many such things that can be done. So what is the FBI? What is the San Francisco Police Department doing? I have no clue. I'm hoping that somebody from SFPD or from the FBI will respond to this video by way of comments, and let us, of course, the comments will be published. So please do look for the comments even after this video finishes, so you might be able to get an update. Clearly, these things are being kept under wraps. I don't want to discount that somebody is not looking for them. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that now the truth is out. That there was no crash in the first place, and I'm surprised that a man of Abhijit Iyer Mitra's investigative capabilities did not immediately look into say where is Heddlu, and immediately claim that this was fake. I'm sorry, Abhijit, I've bested you on this one. So now let's take a few questions. Priyanka Porwal wants to know, why does USA register consulate's arson case as vandalism only? No, arson is a very, very big crime, Priyanka, in the United States. And when they are caught, you will see what they are going to be charged with. It is just as serious. and the fire department came within a few minutes of the fire being started, and they extinguished it in no time at all. So no damage done to the structure itself. It was just outside that there was some used carpet that was used, and they just set up fire accelerant. You have a can that you can use to spray on it, and it will immediately catch fire, whatever you said. But it gives you that cinematic effect as if the entire building is going up in smoke. So, essentially Hollywood effects, if you will. So that's all that happened. Next question, please. Mr. Lee wants to know, Heddlu means police in RGE, Welsh language. Well, but so that's fine. But Mr. Lee, what we wanted to tell was that there is no such place in California. In fact, we even gave you the exact picture to exact place from where that slide was copied. Clearly, it was not in California. Thank you, Kumar. Next question, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskaram, surprising that there are no updates from Government of India. Magnet, Dr. S. Jaishankar gave a very strong warning to all those 4 countries as soon as the first poster came up in Canada. And then they tried to whip up passions. There's still 2-3 days more to go. I have my own doubts as to how many people are going to turn up. Clearly, I'm telling those of you who are being persuaded to show up for these things, there will be very massive video coverage. And if you happen to be in the United States illegally, or in UK, or in Australia, or in Italy, or in Canada, if you happen to be there illegally, you could be picked up based on the evidence itself. Okay, so just be warned, because all Government of India needs to know is who you are. Once you are on their database, you will be acted upon, your property will be acted upon in India. India has very clearly now decided that some of these lumpens have to be taught in their own language. Next one, please. Your investigation skills seem to be great. Thank you so much, Magnet. What to do? I do all this, but nobody goes to jail. Priyanka Porwal wants to know. Yes, Maliban, I told you he's sick and he couldn't make it today. I'm going to try and see if I can do it on any other day, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I'm not so sure. So let's wait and see how it goes. Raghunandan wants to know, this is just a propaganda, so this person goes underground and emerges when the sensation is safe with a new identity. This clear that US state is providing help to him. Sir, your view. I would not say that, Raghunandan, that the United States is providing help to him. Look, there are 2 things here. One is what you are seeing as law enforcement, okay? That is the police and the judiciary and so on and so forth. The other thing is there is a deep state. Every country has its deep state. And if deep state gets its hands on somebody because they can be useful for something else, you can't prevent that. So you have to understand that this is a two-way street. So let us keep it straight. Let us assume that the law enforcement authorities are at work, because the last time it happened in March, within a couple of weeks, they picked up the entire lot. They are gone now. This is somebody else who's doing it. So we have to wait and see, give them some time. I don't want to associate the United States as a country to be involved in this. R. Sahi wants to know, why do you think these are not USA CIA who is doing it? For one simple reason, that CIA does not operate within the United States. I mean, if you say FBI, well, they may be having some people that they may want to keep as their intel sources, their assets. It is possible. All these things are possible, okay? What we should look at is who committed the crime. Publishing posters is not a crime, okay? What the crime is, setting fire to the San Francisco consulate building. Whoever was involved in that, that is the crime. And those people have to be punished. There is freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, provided there are limits in each country as to what that freedom of speech means. And the Western countries have a very liberal view of freedom of speech. Don't ignore that part. Let's just look at the crime committed. And for that crime committed, that has to be, those people have to be picked up and punished. Maliban, come on now. This is not in this topic. Let's talk about it another day. Rahul Rathod wants to know, should India follow Israeli model and eliminate all Khalistanis by covert strikes? And before that, Parliament should declare Khalistanis as aggressors. And waging war against India? Your view, sir. Rahul, you have a lot of undecided people who might be reading and watching news and, making up their minds. You want to make sure that they are told the truth. Just because a small percentage of people are swayed into believing that they can get Khalistan doesn't mean that you paint the entire community, because this is what happens. That's what they want it to happen. This is exactly what ISI wants to happen. They want all the Sikhs in India to be targeted as if each of them is a Khalistani. Let's not give them that chance. There are many Sikhs, a lot of my own friends, who are very good, very staunch nationalists. So this is wrong. In fact, you have moderate Sikhs in America, we have moderate Sikhs in Canada, everywhere. Okay, we have to keep that thing separate. Let the law take its own action. It will happen, and you just have to give it a few more days. Next one, please. Swadeshi wants to know, right, sir, it is ISI or rivalry between Khalistani terrorist groups or donation money, it's behind the killing of these terrorists. Swadeshi, you know what? The real truth will never come out in such cases, because it's a gray operation, right? Somebody has been funding somebody else through some shell corporation, and they don't want these things to be busted, because there may be other people also using the same route to get money in. So what we have to see is, does the activity die down? Because that will tell you that all the troublemakers are now apprehended. Let's look at it that way. Next one. Kiran wants to know, is it true that India or RAW is behind all these incidents? Deaths of people who involved in Khalistani movement. Kiran, I would not say that one particular organization is behind it. For every valid reason that you might trot out saying that RAW has the incentive to do this, somebody can make the same argument that ISI has the same incentive to cover up its tracks, and they may have done it too. So it could be somebody else. It could be inter-gang warfare. That's what happened after March. Two gangs were fighting it out. In fact, there was firing in a Gurudwara. In fact, Sidhu Moosewala, the singer who died, is believed to be also in these groups. I don't have the exact connection there. It's unfortunate that a budding talent got assassinated, that too in Punjab. So there are some things going on. These fights spill over from one country to another. And people have to eradicate the root. Only then this will straighten itself and solve itself. Next one, please. Anand Shivakumar wants to know, are you worried about target being painted behind you and your family back due to your reporting? Bravo to you, sir. Anand Shivakumar, I am again reporting and analyzing what already happened. I'm not making up stories. Okay, as much as everybody has a right to the truth. In fact, you may have seen some Twitter storm here saying that there are people who are supporters of Dr. Swami who are saying that I have become pro-Modi. Then the supporters of Modi are saying that I am anti-Modi. Then Congress says that I am pro-Modi and pro-Swami. I mean, anybody can say anything they want. Show me a place or show me one article where we have misquoted. Okay. So this is just an analytical channel. We are just telling you, when I said Heddlu, the word Heddlu is police, whatever it is, when we said that this is fake, we proved it. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so as to target being painted on somebody's back, what can I say? I mean, don't all of us need to feel safe? Just because a few lumpens are daring to subdue us by fear, you just want everybody to cow down? That is exactly what happens. In DMK's rule Tamil Nadu today, they are really going after journalists. Guess what? Karnataka has started doing the same thing. Kerala has started doing the same thing. See, this is the thing. If the voices don't rise up and action doesn't get taken, this is what's going to happen. Tomorrow, if PGurus doesn't point out all these things, then these people will have a free ride. I mean, at some point of time, you have to stand up for truth. That is my motto, okay? I mean, consequences, whatever happens, happens. Next one, please. Anubhav Rai, thank you so much. Who's more cordial to have better relations, UK or US? There are no friends or enemies in this. There are just interests. Interests of United States, interests of United Kingdom, interests of India. So that is how we have to look at it. Diplomacy is all about these keeping their interests, each one's interest. In fact, there's a funny definition of a diplomat. A diplomat is one who asks you to go to hell in such a way that you actually look forward to it. So the diplomacy, diplo speak, all these things are very, very funny, and they have their own ecosystem, they have their own jargon, and when they say this word, it means something more. All that stuff happens. So we have to leave that thing to them. But most importantly, who benefits from what? A good deal is where both sides benefit. That's how I look at it. Next one. Rahul Rathod wants to know, by counter narratives, I mean Western propaganda, typing error, please ignore. Yeah, see, media needs money to survive. There is not enough money, revenue coming from reading newspapers. People have stopped reading newspapers, and this is their own fault. If you keep publishing lies, at some point of time you are caught. So today, how do people consume news? First of all, you have 24/7 news channels on the television, and social media is also 24/7. If you happen to keep your cell phone by your side, you are constantly getting feeds. Whether it is Facebook or WhatsApp or Twitter, you are getting pounded with information. So therefore, the importance of a newspaper has completely faded away. So, but there are people, they have jobs, they have mortgages, and then what do? Their owners are basically saying, okay, you want me to publish your stuff, so pay me so much money, and I will publish what you want me to publish. So news has become more advertising and fake narrative peddling. It's up to you when you decide to stop doing that. Make your own judgment. Don't take my word for it. I have given you a case here. I've placed a case before you saying that this video is fake and why it is fake, right? Now you decide whether this is fake or not. Rajaraman N wants to know, Khalistanis are affected by their own internal cancer. Will this reduce them from being? Yes, it is definitely possible. My take is that this is the last flicker of a dying lamp. Let's see what happens. Rahul, Mr. Bharani wants to know, sir, how do you think we can change the Khalistan narrative? It needs to get busted. What can the GOI do to dispel this? What are your ideas? See, I trace this thing back to bad political leadership in India. You know, ever since Indira Gandhi placed loyalty above capability in politicians, this rot started, let's say late 60s. And it has only gone one way. And now you are seeing that a few regional satraps are there. They have families. And the reason they don't want to quit politics is because they're sitting on tons of cash. And even if they yield their position to somebody within their own party, they don't know if that person will come after them. So what happens is you just keep on, hang on, then nominate your son, your grandson, your great-grandson, or your great-granddaughter, whatever. This is what politics has descended to. A lot of cleaning has to take place there. That's when you'll start seeing the real, all these issues will start taking a backseat. And as a country, whether it is United States or India, they say that this is how we should move forward. In fact, US is in a much worse shape today, with so much invective being spouted on both sides. The Democrats hate the Republicans and vice versa, and anything one side says, the other one says no. The exact opposite is what's happening. In fact, some years of the administration are being spent just fighting and undoing what the previous one did. It doesn't help anyone. You're just going back and forth, forward and back and forward and back. So that needs to stop. But so the overall political discourse has really descended to depths. It needs to come back up to a point where you see that there is somebody who's a statesman, not a politician. And I can count on my fingers how many politicians today are statesmen. Thank you, Biraj K. Mangat Ranga Iyer Garu. One avatharam of yours is tech, one Journo, and we are now seeing the third avatar investigation. What next? Actually, my investigation avatar started fairly long time ago. 2016 Augusta Westland case. That was my first big expose. Now I'm getting into videos, and as part of videos, everything that we talk about, yeah, I want to be, somebody who can actually point people to the truth. I want to develop youth India, young American, young everybody, critical thinking skills. I sometimes present two different ideas on the same topic, like de-dollarization, for example, right? You have to try and do your own work to understand which is probably the truth. So that means that I'm trying to make you think, that critical thinking skills. That's what I'm trying to impart. Sometimes it goes in very fast. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. I do my best. Well, with that, our monologue comes to a close. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. And we'll be back again, regular programming, first thing in the morning tomorrow. Namaskar.